Hi there, this is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com. Welcome to my video blog today. And the question is, does alcohol affect appearance? Does it affect the way you look? And it's a fairly easy one to answer. Yes, of course it does. You only have to look at someone who's been drinking for a long time. And it's very obvious that alcohol affects the appearance. But it's something that maybe we don't consider when we're drinking. It's one of those issues that we stick our heads in the sand and pretend it isn't happening. Because we just, when you're a drinker, you don't want to focus on the negatives. You only want to focus on what you perceive to be the benefits of drinking. You see alcohol as your little treat. Many people say, I can't stop drinking because alcohol's the only good thing I've got. But it's not. Alcohol is the worst thing you've got. That's the twisted logic of alcohol, is that you see the reverse of the reality. And that's no more true when it comes to beer goggles. I mean, not only does alcohol affect our appearance, it also affects our ability to judge appearance as well. Have you ever been in a bar or a club at the start of the evening and looked around as a single person and thought, there's not very many attractive people in here. And then by 2 a.m, you're like, wow, when did all the supermodels arrive? And, you go home with a man or a woman who you think is a Greek Adonis or, Cindy Crawford, and you wake up the next morning and you think, who took the supermodel and left this horse here? Alcohol makes you stupid. We've talked about this in other videos that, people say that alcohol gives you confidence, Dutch courage. It doesn't. It makes you stupid. It makes your brain malfunction. So much so that you stagger, you slur your words, you can't think properly, you can't answer questions. And when you look at someone who's ugly, you go, oh, wow, you're beautiful. Which is how lovely. But not the next morning when you wake up with a hangover and you turn and you think, oh, what have I done? But it's not always, about a physical appearance. It's also about, sexual conquest that just shouldn't have happened. Someone with work, with your boss, with, a friend's partner. All these things happen with alcohol because it interferes with your ability to make sound and reasonable judgments. Alcohol makes you stupid. But as far as your own physical appearance goes, I mean, there is a kind of a stereotype that is misrepresented in that people with a drink problem are skinny and frail and skeletal, like wasting away, because that's kind of how it's portrayed to us. But the reality is very different. Normally people with a drink problem are overweight because they're consuming a vast amount of calories. And those calories are not processed in the same way as food. They're empty calories, they're worthless. So they just kind of hang around in the bloodstream as empty calories that can be used as fuel. And your body uses as much of that as it can as fuel, but then the rest is kind of dumped into the liver and excreted out. But of course, while your body's using this fuel that's readily available, and it doesn't have to do anything to process it, all the food that you've eaten, oh sorry, I just bit my tongue there. It's not good, is it? All the food that you've eaten just sits in your stomach. And the body can't just leave it there. It's got to do something with it. So it turns it into fat. And also, you've got your terrible choices that you make when you're under the influence of alcohol. I mean, back when I was a drinker, I would sit in my armchair, bottle of wine, bag of chips, and I would sit drinking wine, eating chips for like 3 hours every night until I fell into an alcohol-induced coma. 8 o'clock at night normally. Before my kids went to bed, I would stagger up the stairs, collapse on the bed, and then wake up feeling disgusting the next morning. So you make bad food choices. The food in your system doesn't get processed. It just sits there like a big lump in your stomach. And so drinkers are generally overweight. And what you may find is once you stop drinking, it becomes very easy to lose weight. It doesn't happen automatically. You don't just wake up one morning and, oh, wow, I'm slim again. You have to go to the gym and you have to make an effort. But you have so much extra energy and vitality that that's no longer a chore. When you're drinking, the thought of not drinking and going to the gym is just, it's like a punch in the face, isn't it? It's like, why would I do that? But when you're not drinking and you're full of energy and you're buzzed by your own energy, you're thinking, I've got to get some of this energy out of my system. And you go to the gym because you want to, not because you have to. And also, you know, alcohol has a very dramatic effect on your cardiovascular system and your veins and your arteries and the capillaries in your skin and everything. You know, it dilates them. They kind of swell and expand. And what you find is you might see with drinkers, they get that kind of ruddy complexion, especially down the nose, because the nose is, you know, it's a sensitive area. And the little blood vessels in the nose and around the nose burst. They explode because the alcohol damages them so much. So you get little red flecks in the nose and around the cheeks. And eventually your nose starts to swell because the walls of these vessels are no longer strong enough to contain the blood. They kind of swell. And you'll see with heavy drinkers after like 10, 20 years of drinking, they have this big bulbous nose where the alcohol has actually swollen out their nose. So I think that categorically answers the question. Does alcohol affect your appearance? Yes, it makes you pig dog ugly. All right? It makes you look old and fat and disgusting. What are you drinking this stuff for? Get it out of your life and all sorts of things start to improve. And seriously, appearance is like right at the end of the list. You get more time. You get better relationships. You get more money. You get a better career. You get more success. You're happier. You're fitter. You're healthier. And you look better. All these things happen when you stop drinking. Take action because nobody's going to do it for you. This is your decision and your choice to make. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a suggestion of what you would like me to cover in these videos, firstly, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, spread the word for me, and post a comment below and tell me what you want me to cover, and I will do that for you. Thank you for watching. My name is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com.